Keep in mind this higher target is the all-time highs. Show you on the not higher. I'm sorry, it's not the all-time highs. It's right below the all-time highs. Let me get my magnet. There we go. Yeah, it's just short of the all-time highs. So the next high I'm looking at is in the 600s, and then the all-time highs will be in the 700s, closer to 800 though. So we'll see what happens. If you guys traded yesterday's market, holy, I know it definitely messed a lot of people up yesterday. But you know, it's important to take it day by day, treat every day in the market individually, y'all. This is why it's super important to have a setup and stick to your setup. Stick to your rules, right? Speaking of, the market is open. All right, here we go. Here we go. Chandra, good morning to you. Hi, Mel. So here I'm going to be hands off, ladies and gentlemen. I usually wait try to wait at least maybe 10 minutes until the market opens. Strategically, because I've been burnt too many times by the 9:30 candle. I'm sure you have as well. Don't get me wrong, there are times where it sets up beautifully for me, but I've found it to be a 50-50 type of combination. I'm not really a fan of that, you know? Right now, since we're kind of sending it up, I'm definitely looking at these 600s. Won't be surprised if it goes straight there. But remember, we are just 2 minutes into this opening. For those of you who asked me about my strategy, we had a lot of people last week come into the chat for the first time. Hey, what's your strategy? It's like, hey, you're not going to figure out my strategy from being here for 1 minute and clicking on the stream for 2 minutes, you know? It's going to take consistency of you showing up to the streams, sticking around the streams, because you never know when I'm going to be explaining it. So make sure you guys are consistent, okay? Be consistent, show up to the streams, be here, keep the stream on in the background even when you're done trading, because the point of the stream is education. You never know what you're going to miss. You're not going to adapt the strategy that I created in 5 minutes, right? Because it took me a long time to throw it all together, and even throwing it all together, I've made a lot of adjustments as the market conditions change, right? So there's that, but you will get it by showing up consistently. I promise you that. Okay? So stuff like this, me choosing this target, even though I didn't get into this trade, you know, that was just my upside target, right? If price starts moving above this range, and I'll highlight this range for you, then this was going to be my upside target. However, it didn't set up in a way where I felt like all my confluences matched for me to hop into the trade and take that risk. You know, so I'll be hands off, right? That's when I'll be hands off and I'll wait. Okay, so being patient and waiting for that setup to align to where you see the risk be feasible is when you want to hop in. You don't just hop in because, oh my God, it's going where I thought it was going to go, right? That's not practicing good discipline. I promise you, I'm telling you from experience, it's gonna go left. It may go right for a little bit, but it'll ultimately go left. Great to see you again. Hello. Good morning, everybody. I know I missed a few chats. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. Hope you guys are doing awesome. You know, I wish you guys well at all times. If you guys are just joining me, hello. I was just explaining to them how even though this was my upside target, how I didn't hop in because I didn't get all my confluences to align. I'm just waiting. With this volatility, I've been watching it more on the 5-minute time frame, and I'm definitely waiting for closures. So you're not really going to see me impulse setups like that. Not too many. It's going to be very rare that you see me impulse. 99% of the time, you're going to hear me say waiting for a closure. And that's just because of the market conditions, you know. You know, waiting for a closure just gives you that extra confirmation. You know, so make sure you guys have confluences before entering your trades. Make sure you back test that system so you can get comfortable with those confluences. You can say, okay, I've seen this work so many times. I'm comfortable. I'm going to wait for this. And that's why I wait, right? That's why I wait. So we're about 630. Our target here was 660. Just going to wait around a little bit. This candle's going to close in 5 seconds here. Real Knowledge, good morning. Fearless, yeah, it's been a while, Fearless. Hope you're doing well. Thuso, what's up, what's up? Let me know in the chat, what pair is everybody trading? What are you trading? You trading Nasdaq? Are you trading US 30? Are you trading the Russell? Are you trading crude oil? Are you trading gold? Are you trading silver? Are you trading corn? Who's trading corn out there? Somebody in the chat is trading corn. Who's trading corn? I'm just curious. Trading the euro? Let's see. NQ? NQ is it's a popular pair, isn't it? Gold. Gold's also popular, right? At this point, I'm trading against myself. That's funny. MNQ. Copper. Okay, yeah, I left that one out. The DAX. Okay, yeah, the DAX. Nice. MNQ and MES. Bonds. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I haven't traded gold in a couple weeks. Maybe like 2 weeks. But I have found just kind of concentrating on the Nasdaq, you know, one crisis at a time, as they say, right? The liquidity sweeps have been, geez, you know, there's been a lot of liquidity sweeps. These wicks are pretty long, even on the 1 minute. Like, we're getting 50-point 1 minute candles, you know, so been a lot of volume in here, you know. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is a tempting buy. I won't lie. It is tempting to buy here. Oh, where's my stop loss? 8 points. The tempting buy, y'all. I don't consider it a, kind of considering it a B, so I'm gonna be disciplined here and not enter this one. Especially buying at the target. Don't get me wrong, yes, I have one more up here, but let's look at it on the higher time frame. It gets a little rangy in here, so get a little questionable about it, right? Yeah, it's a little rangy in here. Let's see how it would have worked out. Yeah, I don't really like buying or selling like at a target, you know what I mean, y'all? It's a little risky, not that it won't work out. There's times. But I feel like at that point you're just kind of hoping and prayer that it doesn't retrace like crazy, you know? We've been getting crazy retracements. All right. That means I'm going to wait here. We got about 1 minute and 20 seconds. All-time high today? I think so. How many people think we're going to hit all-time highs in Nasdaq today? I think we are. That is the all-time high you see up there at 783. Right now we're at 680. We're 100 points away from that all-time high. Did anybody notice that I changed my chart colors? I changed it back to the blue and gray. Now, if you've been watching me for years, you probably remember this blue and gray. This is my favorite color scheme, to be honest. The only reason why I didn't have it often on stream is because I didn't want the white background to hurt you guys' eyes, especially if you're watching me on your phone. Phone's already a small screen, and I didn't want you guys to like strain your eyes. So what I did was, instead of making this white, I made it like a shade of blue so that it's not as harsh. Now, I'm not an eye doctor, chat. So I'm not a doctor, disclaimer. But I'm assuming that it's less harsh on your eyes. Right? I'm assuming. Let's test this out. I'm going to change it to white. See, even my eyes just kind of did a double blink there. It's a bit bright. It's clean. It's a bit bright. So if I change it back to this shade I created, it's not as bright, right? Or if the white doesn't bother y'all, let me know. But yeah, I figured this may be a little easier. I'm no doctor though, so I don't know. Nice layout, thank you. Retracement would be nice. It would. The days we don't hop in are the days it leaves us, right? Those are the days. Nasdaq said bye. Only went up about 60 points here. So see how I'm keeping my trading nice and simple. I have targets that I'm eyeing, that I'm looking for. And I'm just sitting here and being patient. I'm not just hopping in. I'm just going to sit here and wait. Another tip is, while we're waiting, see this liquidity grab? Everybody see that liquidity grab? All right, I make sure that I'm paying attention to liquidity grabs, because usually after a liquidity sweep, what do? We pick up some steam, right? We pick up some momentum, we move. You know, and what's the point of liquidity sweeps, guys? Anybody know in the chat? Guys and gals, when I say guys, I just meant everybody, but what's the point of liquidity sweeps, everybody? Anybody know? Take out people's stop losses, right? We got to take out people's stop losses. So, you know, somewhere out there, there's traders who took buys here and try to use these lows as stop losses just so that they can put a higher risk on their trade, so that's not that many points. And here we come, taking all them out, right? Because how many people are going to buy it here and put their stop loss here? 71 points, right? Now they can't use the big risk they want to use. So believe it or not, a lot of traders convince themselves to use a feasible stop loss near them that they think is good, just so that they can use the risk they want. Remember, everybody, process over profits. And it says it down below. If you look right down below me right now on that scroll wheel, process over profits, right? What does that mean? You focus on the process over the money, right? It's not about, oh, if I put my stop loss right here, I can use a bigger risk. That's focused on the money. It's about, where's the best place to put my stop loss for this setup, right? So make sure we're focusing on our process here, guys. Alrighty, Nasdaq retracing back down 104 points. Put it on the 1 minute. Okay. About 94 points. Let's see what it does here. Quite the retracement, right? 100 points, like nothing, and 3 candles. 104 to be exact. And the market's still opening. Usually the first 15 minutes, it's still, you know, as that morning opening of volume. Got about 55 seconds till this 15-minute candle closes. And that's going to be our opening candle. So, you know, just be patient here. Look at it on the 15-minute now. Yeah, we hit the target, but now we're kind of a little bit under it, right? $25 seconds. Couple crazy news pre-market. Yeah, just a few things. And then you got Trump. You never know when he's gonna put something on Truth Social or say something publicly. So, we have very volatile markets right now. Make sure you guys are always using a stop loss because there's a lot of unscheduled news that can hit the markets. There was quite a few yesterday, unscheduled news that hit the markets too. A lot of trading drama yesterday seen too. We'll briefly talk about it. Not too much though. Just enough to keep up with the trading community and the live streaming community. Alrighty, here we got a new 5-minute candle. This is the new 15-minute. Again, I am going to be extremely patient today. Don't like this candle so far, so I'm gonna let it do what it needs to do. Got about 4 minutes till it closes. We do have news coming up in about 14 minutes. Revised UOM customer sentiment. So yeah, don't forget about that. About 14 minutes to go. And then we shouldn't really have any news after that unless it's unscheduled news. Bye, Mal. See you later, Mal. Opportunity. Good morning. Let's see here. Let me know in the chat. Did you guys have any coffee or tea this morning? Anybody have a morning drink with their trading? I didn't make my tea yet. Neither did I make coffee. Today I was feeling tea though. But yeah, let me know in the chat. What did you have? Coffee, tea? Leaving a like before I go. Thank you, Ma. Appreciate you so much. About to make some right now. Which one? You making coffee or you making tea? I used to go out and get coffee all the time, but lately I've been making it at home. Lately, it definitely saves a lot of money, y'all. Because before you know it, them $7 coffees add up. And then if you go to like a bougie place and you're paying like $10, $12 for coffee, man, do it add up. I started looking, I'm like, wait, am I spending like $400 a month on coffee? Wait a minute. I don't need to be spending $400 a month on coffee. That don't make no damn sense, do it? No matter how much money you got, you shouldn't be spending that much on coffee. My personal opinion. So yeah, I just buy the pack now. How much are the packs? They're like $15, I think, and that's good for like almost a month. 15, 20 bucks. Don't get me wrong though, I do like enjoying experiences and going to coffee shops. Oh yeah, protein shakes. Yeah, I have my protein shakes daily. There are a few places I like to go to that make them amazing, and they are about $12 to $15, but oh my goodness, they're worth it. They're so good. But it's not worth it to pay $12, $15 every single day. So I do have my own protein shakes at home that I do. Then maybe like on the weekend, like see, tomorrow's Saturday. So tomorrow I may go pick up a protein shake since I've been having my own all week. Alrighty, here we got a top wick on this 5-minute candle. Top wick's about 26 points. No promises though. We got 55 seconds. A little bit of a fall here. Well, we're kind of just hanging around, right? Because when we retraced those 100 points, technically we just ranged sideways a bit. I think it's trying to bait people. Trying to bait people. Let's see, 15 seconds on the clock till closure here. Get ready to close. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right. Jeez. Yeah, nothing for me right now, y'all. Hands off on this next candle as well. It's all good though. It may clear itself out after the news. We got news in 10 minutes. We may have something a little bit better set up. So we'll be nice and patient for that. Hello, Jelani. I want donuts for some reason. Black Rifle Espresso Cream Coffee. Oh, I never heard of that. Iced coffee? Yeah, iced coffee is so good. I love iced coffee and the frozen ones too. What do they call the frozen ones? The freeze? The blended? I guess it depends what kind of coffee shop you go to. Those freeze and blendeds are so good. The caramel ones. Good morning, the currency technician. What's up? What's up? Alrighty, we are coming on down. Coming on down. Looked in on the 1 minute. This looks so clean, or is it just me? I'm loving my colors. It's just so aesthetically pleasing to look at. It really is. Maybe that's the trick, chat. Keep you out of trades. Work on your chart colors and make them aesthetically pleasing to just look at and just sit there and stare at them. You won't hop into anything. You know? Right here, 2 minutes on the clock. While we're waiting out those 2 minutes, let's go ahead and do some hot takes. Did anybody hear about the new movies coming out next year? Here's a few of them. And a lot of them I'm sure you're gonna recognize. Ice Age, Boiling Point. Coming out next year, February 5th, 2027. Any Ice Age fans in here? I love Ice Age. I haven't seen that movie in so long. But one thing you're going to notice about this list is a lot of these movies are just kind of being redone, you know? And we got a new Spider-Man coming out next year. They keep dropping a Spider-Man every year. But you know why? They make a good 500 to 800 million off of it. So why not keep dropping it, right? We got Shrek 5 coming out next year as well. See what I mean? Don't get me wrong. These are classics. These are classics. But it would be nice to get some more originals. You know what I mean? Everyone in Hollywood, and they're all focused on just guaranteeing themselves some money because streaming is taking over television. Streaming's robbing television of money. Netflix is robbing everyone else of money. They're not robbing, but you know what I mean? Netflix is on top. I don't know if you guys heard about the global crisis with Netflix and Disney and Warner Brothers Studios. But basically, long story short, Netflix gave Disney and Warner Brothers Studio a chance to hop on the streaming trend. you know, they were like, nah, we're going to be on top forever. Netflix surpassed Disney in revenue way, like, by flying colors. Surpassed Warner Brothers. You guys know Warner Brothers. All the movies you grew up watching, Warner Brothers Studios. The TV shows you guys love, Warner Brothers Studios. You know how much money they've made? You know how much they're worth? Billions and billions and billions. But because they didn't want to hop on the Netflix wave when Netflix extended a hand out to them, Netflix has surpassed them, and now they're worried because they feel like they're, losing their value. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but just to give you a perspective, we're going to do Warner Brothers. We're going to do net worth. All right. Warner Brothers net cap is about $67 billion. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. $67 billion is a lot of money. It's Warner Brothers, of course. I thought it may be 100 billion, but it's about 67 billion, right? Now let's go ahead and look up Disney. So remember, Warner Brothers was 67 billion. Now remember, Disney includes all the Disney shows. Think about it. You grew up on it. Think about all the Disney movies. Think about Disneyland, Disney World. Oh my goodness. All of it combined, everything. The parks, everything. You won't believe it, but they're at 179 billion. So much more than Warner Brothers, right? Almost 3 times as much Warner Brothers. Now let me show you Netflix. So Disney's at 179. Watch when I show you Netflix. Netflix, this is why they're in the news, they're at $376 billion, y'all. Market capitalization. Holy. They done doubled Disney. Can you believe that? That's incredible. The Mammoth's hilarious and Ice Age, right? Isn't that incredible, chat? Netflix, an extremely successful company. So yeah, long story short, what's going on in the media right now is Warner Brothers Studios, which is most of TV, not most of movies, they're panicking right now. They're only worth 67 billion. And Netflix is worth double Disney. So they're like, oh shoot, Netflix, if we do our projections, Netflix is going to put TV out of business. So that's what everybody's scared about now. Mind you, Netflix isn't considered a TV company. Netflix is a tech company, right? So this is just crazy, but congrats to Netflix. I mean, that's a hell of a thing to accomplish. So Netflix, like I said, Netflix did extend a hand to them and say, hey, do you want to hop on this Netflix wave? They said, no, hell no. Hey, y'all didn't want to take the partnership, right? So that's why Disney came out with Disney Plus, that Paramount Plus, a few other things. You guys noticed that within the last couple of years? Because Disney said, okay, we need to hop on this trend because we cannot go out of business. It's Disney, for goodness sakes. And neither can Warner Brothers. That's why they released that. But fast forward, as of right now, it's not doing as well as Netflix, clearly. So, yeah, we got major companies who've been around for our lifetime and lifetimes before us that are panicking, What's going to happen with TV? I don't know. Did anybody notice that the NBA is making you guys pay subscriptions? Let me know in the chat if anyone bought the League Pass this year for the NBA games. The long story short, for those who don't know, the League Pass gives you access to all of the games. So the NBA isn't streaming all the games on TV like they used to do back in the day. You could just turn on the TV, you can see who's playing, right? They're not showing all the games. So like we may have like 6 teams play. Let's say like today there's a game or something. Let's say 6 teams are playing each other. They're only going to stream like maybe 3 of them. The other ones you got to buy tickets to go see or buy the League Pass. Isn't that crazy? Who would have thought, in the NFL too, who would have thought you got to pay a yearly subscription to watch the NBA or the NFL? But that's the world that's where the digital world is going into, right? Because everyone's trying to be the new Netflix or at least catch up to Netflix, you know? I tell you what, if Netflix started to stream live NBA and NFL games, it'd be over. Oh my goodness. It would be over, right? If you notice, Netflix has been starting to do live events though. So take note of that, right? And this is the news chat. This is the news. I talked you guys all the way into the news. This is the news candle, hands off right now. Let's give it about 4 minutes to close. Let's see how it closes. We haven't really gone too far yet in the market. This took over, right? Happy as long as HBO doesn't go under, right? Yeah, I love HBO. Subscriptions are taking over. Crazy they partner with Paramount but not Netflix. Yeah, you know why? Because Netflix extended the handout. They said, hell no, we're Disney. Like, who do you think you are? Basically. No, that's basically how it went down. You guys can look it up. And they said, okay, cool. Okay, cool. We plan on surpassing you. Disney didn't really have too much people to run to. You know, they're looking, okay, who can we partner up with? You know why? Because Netflix has deals with most companies, but they don't have a deal with Paramount at the time. So they're like, oh, okay, you don't have a deal with Netflix. Okay, let's do business with you. Are you willing to do business with us? We gotta catch up to Netflix. We made the wrong decision. And they're figuring out that they made the wrong decision. There's a financial expert I was watching yesterday. He was talking about this, and he said his prediction is that companies right now are going to make the same mistake with AI. He said right now AI is scaring people, but we've had AI for years, doing little things for us that maybe we didn't realize. But he's like, companies should embrace AI because right now AI is extending partnerships with different companies, and they're all like, hell no, hell no. But when AI surpasses you, don't turn around and be like, oh shoot, I should have took the deal, right? So that's an interesting take. I mean, I do believe AI is going to continue evolving and growing. I don't think we should use it for everything, but I do think it's something we can use as a tool to help us in our daily life, you know? Like you can tell your AI, hey, I ate scrambled eggs this morning and toast and I drank this and da da da. Can you count up my protein and calories and blah blah blah? Okay, what do you suggest I should have to meet my goals? And it can tell you in 2 seconds. It's literally like a personal trainer, right? Or hey, I'm doing these type of workouts and I want to grow abs. I'm doing these type of workouts and I want to have bigger arms. Whatever it is. I'm just making stuff up. And it can tell you what type of workouts to do towards your body type, towards your weight, towards where you're at, towards what you're currently lifting. Like you could just break it down, right? So something as simple as using AI as a personal trainer can be very beneficial. You can use it as a nutritionist. You can use it in a positive way. You can say, hey AI, I want to get into meditation, and you write me up a money manifesting meditation, just a quick 1 minute one. Boom, it'll write it up. You know, so like I said, we can use it to our benefit to help us get to the next level. I think that's how people should be using it, you know. Speaking of, we're about 4 minutes into this news candle. You can see the volume picking up a little bit. We had a little bit of a flush here, down about 100 points. A little bit of a flush here. I wasn't liking it on the 5 minute too much for entries per se, but I can kind of see on the 1 minute how we kind of flushed down here. Looks like we have a low right here. Probably we may touch this low. Where is this at? 530. in the 60s and 70s right now. Just patiently waiting here, y'all. $104 What's up with the 104 today? Everything's 104 points. What's going on? I tell you what, if we can close below this structure here, that'll be decent. And then if we are gonna head down, let me draw it for you. We can close below here. Maybe get like a retest. Maybe like right here and then continue down. That could be a possible setup today. Possibilities. Just some ideas. I feel like we're gonna hit this low though. Let me get my magnet tool. Hey guys, if you are placing lines at highs and lows on wicks, you definitely want to use this magnet tool. It's on Trading View, on Top Step, pretty much everywhere. Free to use. But the reason why I tell you that is because if you don't use the magnet, and you just place it on levels, if you were to do your chart like this, see like this, see how it's not actually on the line? It's not actually on the wick. So use your magnet, you know, and make sure things are placed. All right, there we go. We did touch those lows. Oh my goodness. I gotta change the color of this. Make it dark enough for you to see it, right? Is that dark enough? Oh yeah, you guys could see that, right? That one's good. I think they would benefit from streaming live. Yeah, Netflix just started doing live streams for certain shows. So I think since they've been testing it a lot lately, there may be something coming. Because that's all they need to be able to stream live TV shows. It's over. Hate to say it, but they're really gonna take over. So yeah, the reason I like this big closure. I love this big volume, but I don't love it for a stop loss, right? I wouldn't want to enter at this low and have a stop loss way up here for 106 points. We've been in a market that's been pretty volatile with its pullbacks and its wicks lately. So I'd rather see if we can get that pullback and see if it does continue to the downside. That could be a possible good setup, right? Because how many points is that? About 100 points. We continue down there. Let me go on to 15. And this is an institutional candle here. The 815 candle on the 15-minute is an institutional candle. So just beware. This is why I want to close below, because this could be a place where price bounces to continue bullish for all-time highs today, right? Crazy stuff. So, you know, this is why I wait for closures. So we wait. And see how this isn't closing below. So again, this is why I'm not impulsing a sell here. Look at this candle now, right? If I impulse the sell here, where's this going? It's going the other way. All right, so this is why we wait for closures. You hold shift, you can temporarily disable it. Oh, the magnet? So yeah, we did not close below there. And I'm going to call it because we got 20 seconds till it closes. And I do not believe. Let me know in the chat. Do you think it's going to close below? Yes or no? I'm going to say no. Go ahead. Let me know in the chat. You guys got 10 seconds to answer. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Yes or no? I'm just talking about the current candle. No? Alrighty. That's the closure, ladies and gentlemen. So this is why we wait. Now, let's do a pop quiz. Let's do a pop quiz. I'm going to test you guys. This is going to be a trick question. Is this candle right here that just closed, is this a liquidity grab? Give me a yes or no in the chat. Is this a liquidity grab? And I'm going to look after Big Rich was the last one. Okay, so anybody after Big Rich? Yes or no? Was this a liquidity grab? On the 5 minute. Just on the 5 minute. Do you consider it one? We're going to do some amazing education today, and I want you guys to write this down so you don't forget and you can test it over the weekend. And most people are saying yes. Most people are saying yes. I didn't see anybody say no. So the correct answer would be no. Correct answer would be no. Now, why am I telling you this? See, a lot of people are going to say yes. I told you it's a trick question. Does anybody know why the answer is no? I'll give you a second to think about it. Here's the thing. When we have a liquidity grab, if we're looking for price to buy up, you want this candle to close bullish, right? So you want it to take out the low. Yes, it did take out the low, but then when it comes back up, you want it to close bullish, because that's going to confirm that was bullish behavior. That's that liquidity grab. The buyers, you want the buyers to sweep this low. You don't want the sellers to sweep this low, because then we just come back up and sell off, and then you're like, oh shoot, I took a buy. Right? Make sense? You see that, chat? A lot of people get caught up in that. Are there times when we'll close like this and price goes up? Yeah, there's times. But if we're talking about probability, what you really want to see is, if you're looking for a buy, you really want to see this be a bullish closure. Okay? Just a little tip for you. And we'll do this. We can look for some random examples. Like right here. Right here, see how this wick took out this low and then it closed bullish. This is a stronger buy signal because it closed bullish, right? See that? Okay, that's a stronger buy signal. See if I can give you an example when it doesn't work out. Let's see. Like I said, it doesn't mean it won't go. It just means it's not as strong of a signal. That's all. That's all. You know what I mean? Because imagine you took a buy here. Now, where you at right now? Are you panicking right now? Because now you're like, wait a minute, I thought this was a liquidity grab, blah, 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 right? The market's a little confused right now. So like I said, sometimes it looks nice because we took out the low. It can go, yes, but it's not always going to be the highest probability. That's all. And Mitchell, welcome to the official fam. I see you there. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. So see chat? Look at it now. And then if you would have took a buy because you thought it was a liquidity grab, you're currently getting faked out right now, right? Or now you're questioning yourself, right? Now you're like, wait a minute. So yeah, like I said, it doesn't mean it's not gonna go. And that's where people have difficulties in trading. They're like, but it worked this time and it worked that time. It worked last week, all last week. But trading's not about what sometimes works. It's about finding the highest probability of what you can consistently find that works. You get what I'm saying? It's probability. What about the really wick buyers push it up, right? Yeah. So that's a good point. Good stuff. That's a good point. Love that you said that. Yeah. So the fact that the body is up here and not closer to down here, it does mean that buyers are stepping into the market. Yes. So it is a signal that buyers are stepping into the market, but it's not a confirmation whether they're taking over or not. Does that make sense? So that's why it can be tricky. It can be tricky. So yes, buyers are stepping in, but it doesn't always mean that they won. You know what I mean? That's why it can be tricky. So that's why sometimes you see them work out and then sometimes they don't work out. Maybe 50-50, you know? Okay, we got 4 minutes. I'll be right back, chat. I just need to step away for 60 seconds or less. I will be right back. Alrighty, I'm back, everybody. I am back. Oh, I don't have my earrings in. What happened to my earrings? That's okay. I don't feel like getting back up. Okay. How's everybody doing? Everyone liking education today? Can we get those likes up, chat? Everybody enjoying education today? Anybody get trapped taking a buy thinking it was a liquidity grab? These are good lessons. Good lessons. Things that can help keep you out of trades, all right? Now look at this. We just took out that high right there. Would love to see if this candle can close below this area, but the market's being a little bipolar. Let's check it out in the 1 minute here while we're waiting. We got about a minute and a half to go. Let's see. Just want to see how far up we went. Oh, 76 points. We went up 76 points. Down 40 points. Back up 51 points. And back down 57. You can't make this up. Holy market. On the 1 minute. 38 seconds to go. All righty. Will it close below? Great lesson. Thank you, Big Rich. Makes sense. Thank you for clarifying. So yeah, guys, I really encourage you to practice your system over the weekend. Nothing feels better than finding a system where you're like, okay, this works. This is working, you know? Try to find something where it works 70% of the time. You know, you can evaluate trades and say, okay, these are all the winners. What do they all have in common? You know, you can do something like that. Okay, let's check this out. So this is where it gets a little tricky. We didn't close below. I wanted this to close below before I were to enter. So this is kind of like not an A setup, maybe like a B setup. This would be a B setup if I impulse this to the downside, right? I would label it a B. Not all the way, not bad, right? Not bad. About 80%. So now I'm just looking at it from a different angle. It kind of looks like a pendant, no? It kind of look like one of them things. I may take a chance on it. 57 points. We're in the 40s. Yeah, I'm gonna take a chance on this. And let's see, I have this low tagged out here at 437. But I do like this low over here too. Can't ignore this because it's right in front of my face. I'll probably look at that structure. How many points away is that? 42 points. There's 100 points. This one I'm not gonna size into because it's not a setup, it's a B setup. B's not bad, but B's not as high as the A would be, right? So target one would be 43 points. A little less than a 1-to-1, but that just is where the support is. That just happens to be where the support is. My stop losses are slightly bigger these days. Target 2 would be 100 points, so target 2 looks healthy. Oh, it's on the 4-hour. So I try to look at these lows because these lows are where we find supports, you know, where you see how price bounces up from that price point, right? We have a low here on the 15-minute, so we have a low here somewhere in this area. What's this area? The 60s? This is the 80s. Okay. I'm gonna put this here just in case. Alrighty, chat. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you guys have been enjoying the stream. If you are new to the stream, don't forget to subscribe. Anybody here new? Anybody here new? Welcome to the stream. I'm so happy you're here. Let's go ahead and encourage this to drop. Let me get a drop in the chat. DROP. Let's go. Let's turn it up a little bit. Let's turn it up. 5 years of live trading. Live on YouTube. Real trades. I'm going to try to hold it a little bit. Look at the bounce we're getting right when we hit that level. Y'all see that? Oh my goodness. So if I had multiple contracts on, this would have been where I took some off and then just let the rest ride. Holy pullback, holy. Pulled back 40 points from that level. Oh my goodness. 40 points, it's crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. One more time, chat. Can I get a drop in the chat? We don't hold this high. I'm gonna move stops to this high. I don't like it, then I can get back in. Because that was a hell of a pullback. Okay. We can get back in. Let's watch this a little bit. First target was a little bit lower than 1-to-1. Again, I wanted to hold it to see if we can get 100 points. We did get 40. It did go up to 45 for my entry. But I just wanted to get just a little bit more. Jeez. So yeah, this is one of those bummers where you're like, ah, man, that's okay. We try again, right? We try again. If we were to review and assess that, what can we say? Okay, 40 points was good. But man, oh man, did it react here, right? What a reaction that was. So this is why these are my targets, right? So when people used to ask me, oh, how come this trade is a 1-to-1, or how come this trade is slightly less than a 1-to-1? It's because it's not about what I want it to do. Too many people do this. I'm sorry, the other way. Too many people do this and go, oh, I want a 2x return. Okay, place it on the chart. And it's like, no, as a technical analyst, I'm a technical trader. I'm looking at where structure is. Structure tells me we may get a bounce here. Not definite, but we may get a bounce here. So that's how I choose my targets. It's not random. It's not because I want a 2x or a 3x, right? It's based on structure. So I encourage you guys, if you start making sure your targets are based on structure rather than random spots just because you want a 2x or 3x or 1.5, I think you'll find that you'll start to read it pretty well. Okay, let's see here. 5-minute candle. I got about 2 minutes on this candle. Again, if I was up, like if I put bigger risk on this, definitely would have just took out contracts here, would have had a limit order here to take out a few contracts, would have put the rest to break even. That's how I typically would do this setup, and then just hold the rest, see if it comes all the way down. See, am I too zoomed in? I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Give these a break a little bit. I'm gonna delete that zone. This is just me kind of adjusting my charts. I just kind of want to zoom out a little bit, get a good point of view, make sure I'm up to date with what's going on, right? Because we're about an hour into the open. So I'm just gonna hop on different time frames. Not too much has changed. We did make a high here with that liquidity wick, right? So this would have been a liquidity wick because it's bearish, right? We take out the high, we close bearish to continue down bearish. That would have been a good wick there. That was a great stop loss. Phenomenal stop loss, actually. But I am going to pay attention to that now that price is kind of climbing up a bit. That's going to be something I pay attention to. All right, 30 seconds on the clock. Let's just relax here. Everyone doing good in the chat? We doing good? We doing great? We doing awesome? Hope everyone's having an awesome Friday. Let's see. While we are waiting, let's talk about some trading, day trading news, streamer news, real briefly here. Let's see how much time we have. Just take a little break off the charts. Okay, yeah, so I'm not a fan of this closure. So I know I need to wait for this candle to close. So we got 4 minutes. All right, 4 minutes to take our eyes off the chart. Okay, first things first. We got Patrick Weiland here, live streamer. As you guys know, he's known for big withdrawals, as you can say. But he does big risk, of course. Everyone knows he blows a lot of accounts in a day and rebuys them, but I guess they were getting on him yesterday. The internet was clowning him because obviously he's got the biggest clout as far as live streamers go nowadays, and all the accounts he blew up on stream yesterday. So he's posting the screenshot. So he kept blowing them and then he kept buying them, but that's usually what he does. And then he finally passed 5. So he's showing that he passed 5. Now, what I will briefly comment on this, to each their own, to be honest with you guys. If this is who you want to follow, that's who you want to follow. I mean, it works for him. I mean, he may spend 5,000 in a day, 5 to 6,000 in a day on challenges because he risks really high to just pass them. And then he risks really high to get a big payout. He may do that, but it looks like it works. Not saying it's something I would personally do, but I am saying that's his method, and if that works for him, that works for him, right? So yeah, I mean, most people can't spend 5 to 10K a day on challenges and risk it all. You know, most people can't do that, obviously. So it's not going to be everybody's method. So my advice is when you follow people, you should follow people that, okay, maybe you can mimic their method in a way, you know, so you can take what you learn and apply it to the charts, you know. Like I said, I'm not clowning it. I mean, he spends 5 to 10K a day, but he'll get a 30K, 50K payout, you know. So it's basically a business, you know. Those are the business expenses. Next, we have another live streamer, Rips, who was kind of calling Patrick out on that yesterday and basically said, watch a prop firm clown in the morning that blows accounts nonstop, or you can watch a trader that has 12 years of real experience. Who's your pick? I mean, so that was just him kind of calling it out. And yeah, I actually have about 12 years of experience now as we speak. What do you think about TJR? I don't know who that is off the top of my head. TJR. Oh, wait. Or I may be mixing him up. Is that the one that's made over 100 million from his course selling and his Bitcoin thing? He was recently on some of the streamers, the popular, when I say popular live streamers, I'm not talking about trading, I'm talking about worldwide, like the top 20 streamers in the world. And he's in Florida, right? If not, then I'm thinking of someone else. But there is someone who's popular who was recently on a few different live streamers stream. And when I say live streamers, I mean the ones all around the world. He's in Puerto Rico. Oh yeah, him. Yeah, it was him. Yeah, I forgot who he was talking to. But he was basically saying how he doesn't care about all the hate that he's getting now and being exposed because he's made his money and he can never go broke again. Yeah, he was basically kind of bragging about it. But yeah, guys, I mean, these guys get clout on Twitter and Instagram and You know, a lot of these guys are making over 100K a month on their Discord. Then they start posting stuff to make you think, oh, okay, he's kind of just starting on social media. But meanwhile, he's already made his million. And then you buy into it thinking, oh, he made his million off of trading because you see the cars and all that stuff. But that was y'all bought him that car. You know? Anybody who doesn't trade live on stream and who can't give you live consistent education is not real, and that's just the truth. And people don't want to accept the truth, but it is what it is. So honestly, I don't blame the people because this industry is so easy to manipulate. People believe whatever they see. It's very odd. Trading is the only industry on the internet where people take every single thing for face value. No other industry does that. Every other industry, they start questioning. But in day trading, for some reason, what is the point of what we do? The point of what we do is to be consistent and to show consistency and to show entries. But for some reason, we just take people's random screenshots and say, oh, okay, that's the GOAT. Well, that's not proof of anything, right? Are you going to pay thousands of dollars to a dog trainer who can't show you that they trained a dog? That's what these people do. The dog trainer just shows you pictures of them standing next to a dog. Hold on, I'm cooking. Hold on, I'm cooking, chat. I'm cooking, chat. Can you imagine paying thousands of dollars and all this attention to a dog trainer who just stands next to a dog and takes a frozen picture versus a dog trainer who shows up and says, hey, here's a video of me training this dog. This is the before and after and proof. Now you have video proof of, okay, I can see this person in real time training this dog. I see the results in real time of this dog, not a picture of a dog. How do you know if that dog is trained? It's just a picture. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, chat. I'm gonna let you think about that. I'm gonna let you think about that. Other people made their millions off of being on TradingView replay mode. Never had to trade live. Ever. Never, ever, ever had to come up here live. Ever. Come on, chef, right? Come on. So yeah, if they can't trade live in front of you, if they can't come on YouTube in real time to the point where you can't question if it's live, then you know the answer. You know how they're making their money. They're making their money because of you. See, they have to flaunt their materialism because flaunting the materialism is what catches newer traders. It's what catches traders who, you know, some people want to live vicariously through other people, and that's fine. But seeing that materialism makes people buy. Real money doesn't have to show off. Do I show off to you guys? No. No, I don't. I really don't. Trust me, I do not. I really don't. There's so much I could show you guys. There's so much, and I don't. And that's because, whether you believe it or not, I still have it. I'm not losing it. Versus for other people, if they don't keep showing off to you, they're going to lose it because they're making their money from you. You see what I'm saying? Tough game to play, eh? Imagine having to always show off your lifestyle because if you don't, you'll lose it. Off. No. But yeah, y'all, I am paying attention to the market. No worries. I didn't like the last closure. This candle's going to close in 1 minute and 20 seconds here. Being nice and patient today. Notice how I'm not just hopping in and out of trades. In and out, in and out, in and out. Staying disciplined, right? Those pearls look nice. Couple of streams. That's funny. That is funny. Are you talking about my necklace? Oh, I don't have it on. I know I don't have any jewelry on, chat. I don't even have any rings on. I usually... Actually, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But yeah, I forgot to put it back on. basically. It's okay though. No earrings today, no rings, no necklace. I guess no jewelry today. We're just chilling. That's okay. A-okay. Alrighty, 20 seconds. Favorite chair has been getting exposed all year. Yeah, I mean, most of them, I know a lot. I know a lot. And I'll tell you what, a lot of these guys brag about it. Like, when you don't see them post, like, they brag about how easy it is to manipulate y'all. Yo, y'all wouldn't believe. And there is a video of TJR bragging about how it's so easy to manipulate the trading audience, but there's videos of others too, but I'm sure they'll get exposed by people soon. See, what happens, chat, is people stop being friends with people, and those friends kept those Snapchat videos or whatever videos, they held them in the stash, and then they just drop them on the internet, fortunately. Then you have to question, is that your real friend? Like, wait a minute, you were holding that video that whole time? Damn. He had people around him expose him. Tough. So sad. It is sad. It is sad. But you know what? This is why when Top Step started live streaming and I started tuning in, I was really happy because I'm like, this is what we need. We need people who have traded professionally, for real, in the pits. I mean, a lot of the staff has traded professionally way back in the day when you had to call out your trading ticket and all that. They have years of experience, and they say very similar things, if not the same things that I tell you guys, that I've been telling you guys for years about the market conditions and all that other stuff. They're real about losses. You can have a good streak for a couple years, and then sometimes you may have to adjust your system slightly. And it's normal. That's literally a part of trading. It's a field where you have to adapt. You just have to adapt. And I enjoy it because I like problem solving. I like, to me, this is interesting. Every day is different. It'd be so boring if every day wasn't different. Let's take a pause on this conversation because I'm seeing something slightly here. So we're pushing off of this moving average, right? This could have been a retest for us to hit all-time highs today. Very possible. I'm going to delete these two lines because we don't need them. But let's take a look at this on the 4-hour, actually. Look at the 4-hour candle now. Looks like we're about 14 points away from... Ooh, got the magnet, huh? We're 14 points away from flipping bullish, ladies and gentlemen. So it is possible that we do go for all-time highs today, maybe even keep pushing, right? Now that we're looking at it, right, looks like we're going the other direction here almost. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a fresh 4-hour candle, so it's only about 45 minutes into it, so there's still another 3 hours to go. So, this could turn either way, but if you just look on the hourly, I mean, look at this. Yeah, just taking note of that. Let's see. Let's see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tag out this level because we just made that high this morning, right, during 9:30. Okay. You guys can see that, right? Scroll over more. Okay, yeah, we're good. We are good. Only issue is I don't like entering towards like when we're close to these levels. I'd rather enter further away from these levels, but we'll see how it goes. 15-minute candle close in 15 seconds. Don't tell me this is just. Imagine if this just consolidated though for the whole day. It just kind of chopped around. That would be something. That would be something. Hopefully not, but all right. Brand new 15. Kind of like this, but I don't know. Maybe we can. You know, can we go further away from here? Can we come down some? No, we're a little close. I don't like being that close for an entry. So gotta be nice and patient with this one. Hands off right now. But I could definitely see this going for the all-time high. It's just really about the entry because you don't want to get wicked out. It's gonna be nice and patient. I'll put it this way, I can see us going all-time high if we get back above here. Right now we're in a questionable spot, so I shouldn't push it too far just yet. We're just back in this range, technically. You see? Yeah, we took out the previous 15-minute high. Tricky markets, so wait for closures, y'all. Wait for closures, because you may have to adapt the direction you're looking in, right? Let me know in the chat, how was your trading day yesterday? I did put up a poll. Let me know what you chose in the poll. The first option was cooked me alive. Small cuts, but survived. Easy money day. Didn't trade, thankfully. Let me know in the chat. How did your trading day go yesterday? Yesterday was up and down, huh? Depending on how you trade. Lost 4%. Oh no. Yeah, yesterday is it's a good example of how we can have a couple good trading days in a row and then boom, chop fest day. So those days aren't just pertain to a Monday or Friday. There's this stigma that we put in our heads that, oh, I don't trade Mondays, I don't trade Fridays, but Thursdays, as you can see yesterday, could be the chop day. Guys, I've been trading for years, and I can tell you with experience that it's very common that people start with those stigmas on Monday and Fridays, but as you get years into it and you become profitable, you'll see it doesn't even matter which day. It's about recognizing that day. Took my first trade of the year. It was a nice W. Copy trade. 5 accounts. Oh, nice. Nice. Started off profitable, but went on tilt and got chopped into pieces. Ah. Yeah, that tilt train hits you, It's like all bets are off, right? Yeah, it's normal, guys. It's normal. Don't feel bad. I know if you blow an account or if you go on tilt and then you dig yourself in a hole, it's not the best feeling, right? Not that feeling we want to have, but it's normal. And it's just something we reflect on. And we say, okay, what can I do better next time? That's all. Now, when we go on tilt, we get quiet. We start really like concentrating and clicking that button, right? We don't say nothing. No words come out. And I always say it's important to be self-aware. And when you feel that, talk. Say out loud, I'm breaking my rules. Or say out loud, I'm going on tilt. You got to verbally say it, because when we say it to ourselves, well, we already say it to ourselves. We already know, I probably shouldn't take this trade. I'm going to take it anyway. We do that when we're on tilt. But if you say it verbally out loud, a lot of times you'll stop yourself because now you're bringing it into awareness, right? A good one I like to do is just say, I'm pushing myself further away from my goals. See, you say that sentence out loud, you're like, wait a minute, what? I'm doing what? I'm pushing myself away from my goals? No, I can't do that. Or you can say, thank you for subscribing. How come my things aren't popping up? My alerts. Where are the alerts? Maybe I missed it. But yeah, start saying those things out loud. Say I'm purposely self-sabotage myself. I don't know. You could just say stuff like that when you go on tilt. Say it out loud. And I guarantee you'll find it easier to stop. Divert my attention when I feel myself going on tilt. Gotta step away. Yeah, fresh air is good. Fresh air is a good thing. Speaking of fresh air, we're getting a little chopped here. We got about 4 minutes on this candle. Let's go back into some hot takes. Some other movies coming out next year. Another repeat we have here is Godzilla. Not really a fan of Godzilla, but nah. Zelda live action. That one's going to be interesting. I'm actually interested to see how that one goes. Let me know in the chat which one you're excited for. And the last one we have here, which I'm super excited for, is A Quiet Place. Projected to be released July 30th of next year. Too bad it's not this year, right? But yeah, I'm excited to see A Quiet Place Part 3. That would be pretty cool, right? Little fun facts for you about A Quiet Place while we're waiting on this candle. Did you know that the guy that plays her husband is the writer and director and creator of the movie? And he's also Jim from The Office. Did you guys know that? Any Office fans in here? Office is one of my favorite shows of all time. Jim from The Office is her husband in real life, and he also plays her husband in the movie, but he's also the writer and creator of this movie, which is pretty cool, right? And it's their first time acting as husband and wife in film, even though they're both famous actors and actresses, right? That's a little interesting fact for you. All right, back on our charts we go. What do we got here? What do we got? Two minutes left on this candle. Oh, we're a little early, y'all. A little early. All right, next hot take we got is, did you know the first electrified road in the US charges electric cars as they drive? This is in Detroit, Michigan, ladies and gentlemen. So anybody here from Detroit or anybody here in the chat from Michigan, let me know in the chat. They are the first to have a lane with electrocurrents under. And I'll show you another picture of them building it, but it is complete now, so that it charges your car while you're driving on the highway and on the road. I guess they're putting it on the road too. I don't know how dangerous or non-dangerous this is. I'm not an electrician, not a certified one at all, nor am I certified in construction or anything, or civil engineering, although I know a little civil engineering. But the point is what do you guys think about this? Is this safe? Is it not safe? I don't know. The first thing I think of is explosion and fires. So again, I don't know the risk, but hopefully it works just fine, eh? But yeah, they're testing it out in Detroit. I'm sure if it works, they're gonna push it into major areas, major cities, which would be what? New York, LA, Miami, Houston. You know how they do. They push stuff to major cities first. Want to see how that works in the winter. Wait, that is a good point. That is a great point. How the hell is that going to work in the winter? That's a good point. Isn't A Quiet Place the movie with the Bond Man and the turkey baster? Bond Man and turkey baster. No, I don't remember that. No, A Quiet Place is. I don't know how to describe it. Basically, an apocalypse happened on the world, and there's some type of monsters or demons out there where they're blind, but they can hear everything. So you can't talk or make a noise. And the cities are abandoned because they done killed everybody pretty much. And these are the people that are left. So it's basically like trying to survive without making a noise. Something like that. I may be describing it wrong, but to the best of my memory, that's how I would describe it. Think of natural disasters as roads are consistently damaged during storms. Yeah, I wonder how much they paid to install that electric road, because you're right. It's definitely going to take quite the time to repair it. And quite the money to repair it. Because all those, what are they? Probably like circuit boards? I don't know. You know, imagine how many of them are under the road. I don't know. I don't think that we needed to be charging electric cars on the road. I don't think we needed that in 2026. Is it just me? That wasn't on my bucket list for 2026, but whatever they want to do, I guess. Look this on 1 minute. Well, it may be off to the races here. It kind of looks like a little bull flag, like a little mini one. Well, why they gotta make it right under this line, you know? Why so close? Why so close? I'm just saying. Let's see here. What else we got? Let's see. Let's do a hot take. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. So this guy is going viral for complaining about getting the boot from Top Step. Top Step gave him the boot. I thought this was an email of me moving to the live, but instead the boot from Top Step, crying face. Reads like, I'll be able to have more than 22K payout eligible today, but they put a hold on my account currently. But 108,000 in profit across 5 accounts, down the drain, I guess. So everybody, for those of you who don't know what's going on, basically he violated a rule, and then he came to the internet to complain. The reason why I mention this is because it's very common when I see a lot of these posts blow up, whether it's about Top Step, Take Prop Trader, any other firm that exists, all the firms. I've seen complaints about all the firms, and every time you look into it, it's like, oh, but you did violate a rule. You know? So the rule he violated was Section 4 terms of, get a little smaller. Basically, if you are a competitor of Top Step, right? If you are a competitor of Top Step, Section B, you can't use their services. So this guy is a competitor of Top Step. You may say, well, how the heck is this guy a competitor of Top Step? Well, this guy is the CEO or co-founder, whatever, of Alpha Futures. So maybe he was using He did say that he was using Top Step before he became the founder of this firm, but he's basically someone who was using Top Step, uses payouts to create a firm. Now he has a firm in competition with Top Step, but he's still using his Top Step accounts. So you got to understand why that would be conflict of interest, right, chat? You can't be the CEO of Apex Trader Funding and then be buying up accounts with Top Step, because conflict of interest, you know, it could be, it's more of a business thing where you're trying to see how everything in their system works so you can copy it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, hey, we can't feel bad for the guy because it's like, bro, you can't trade for them if you're the CEO of their competition. We're supposed to have popcorn packages that microwave and full gourmet meals in 2026. Imagine. Imagine. Okay. And then we had this, what we got? Yeah, we got a new candle here. Got this guy Dodgy who live streams, and he was getting a lot of slack yesterday for the trade he called out because a lot of people copy his signals and they're all yelling at him saying that it was a loss, and he's saying that he didn't lose it because you know how, like, chat, you know how we have these placers here where you can say, okay, this is where your stop loss is, this is your entry. He posts his screenshots on TradingView of his stop loss, entry, and target. And what happened is yesterday during price spiking, it spiked up and hit his stop loss. Now this is the wrong screenshot. Let me go back and show you. And everyone in his community, his Discord, everyone was just going off on him on Twitter about how it's a loss and he's claiming it's a win. And he said it's a mental stop loss. I didn't actually put a stop loss there, so I never got stopped out. So people were getting pissed about it, basically. I mean,
people don't understand.
Take that what you will. But here's the trade right here, guys. Like I said, he gives out these signals. He live streams and has a Discord and all that stuff. He became very popular on Twitter. And then he did like a paid Discord for a while. Blew up, made his money from that. He's very honest, though. He's very honest about how he's made his money. He's made way more money charging people than he has trading, but he's been honest. But like I said, the controversy here isn't that. The controversy is that this wick came out and wicked out the stop loss from the screenshot he posted to his signals, and people are just pissed. They're just pissed, dude. So I mean, hey, don't follow signals, guys. I mean, learn how to trade for yourself, because at the end of the day, the skill that can make you very successful. Right, but like I said, he made a video explaining that it was a mental stop loss. He didn't actually put a stop loss here, so he never got stopped. Now, in my personal opinion, I don't think that mental stop losses are good, especially in these volatile markets. You can wipe your account out quite easily, so I personally would not recommend. But again, to each their own, right? Trading is very dynamic and diverse. You do what you do, you follow who you follow. I'm just telling you from my personal perspective, I don't think that mental stop losses are good, because you are battling yourself, right? You convince yourself, oh, this is a good stop loss, and then it goes against you, and then you convince yourself to move your stop loss, right? Then you convince yourself again to move your stop loss, so then it's like, well, where is your stop loss? They definitely went full margin on the trade. They probably did. He's pretty consistent trader. Like I say, he's a great trader, and I think that could be it, right? They're probably like, oh, he called out this trade. He's a great trader. Let me put on a lot of risk, right? Yeah, it could be what happened. So yeah, I mean, hey, what's the phrase they say? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's what they say, right? So yeah, especially in this, like you said, yeah, with Trump, with Trump talking randomly, I mean, or with this possible war news, you know what's gonna happen. So this doesn't look like it's attached correctly. Always have a stop loss. Always, always, always. Always. I really can't stress that enough. Please, please always have one. The rest of my zones are okay, right? I'm just double checking my lines here. Looks like we are pushing up here. Question is where can I get in? You know, I want to have a piece of this trade. But I didn't like any of these spots for me to get in. The only spot, timing wise, if I'm going based off of time, would have been right here. But this is so risky. It's like, where's my stop loss going, right? If I were to enter, let me put this, if I were to enter right here, let's just say I entered here, where's my stop loss going? I don't even feel like this is good enough. I feel like it's got to be down here, right? I don't want to risk 130 points. I'm not going to lie. Although, I guess it'd be more than a 1-to-1, but I don't know. It just didn't seem right at the time to me, chat. Maybe it would have worked out. See if we get another opportunity here. Just going to wait patiently for an opportunity. I'm not going to just hop into this. As much as I would love to, don't get me wrong. I would love to. But it's better to just wait. You know, because the moment I hop into this, Trump's going to say something and boom, the opposite happens, right? You guys know how that game goes. The moment you enter the trade, it goes against you.
This is everybody.
Let's take a look at Top Step. We got 3 minutes here. I'm going to take away the chat. We'll do it like this. See what they got going on.
80% long tilt in the ES right now. Average price $74.97.
Oh, they got Dakota on.
How was that?
Oh, no trades. Wow. I'm surprised. Maybe he hasn't seen anything that he liked. Usually he pretty much always in a trade, huh?
We just keep grinding higher.
No trades.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It does.
Since I got on
minus 60. Okay, he's down
there,
$600.
Just
Damn.
straight up.
Just
Got that 10 minutes worth of a pullback. And that wasn't really much of a pullback. That was kind of just sideways. And here we go. Another big rally.
All right, we'll come back and check in with them. Not too much going on, huh? You know, trading's funny, guys. It's like some days are slow to you, and then the days that are slow to you are nice for other people, right? They're having an amazing day, and then you're like, oh, this is slow. And then your amazing day, it's slow for others, you know? You know, certain strategies work better in certain market conditions, and you know, as a trader, you want to be able to capitalize on market conditions that fit your strategy the best, and relax a little bit more on market conditions that don't fit it as best, you know? So for example, my strategy works well in majority of conditions. It's just when the conditions are as volatile as they were yesterday, I have less opportunity of setups. I may have 3 opportunities for the entire trading day versus, we'll say like 2 months ago, I have a good 8 to 10 opportunities throughout the day, you know, and it made it easier for me, you know. So on these type of market conditions where I may have like 3 possible setups for the day, it can get a little annoying because it does make it a little slow, you know, you're just kind of waiting for that setup. But it's okay, you know, for me it's about the system, rinse and repeating, and the system working. You know, that's really what it's about. Sometimes I think Dakota loses on purpose just to keep the live active. No, nobody loses on purpose. They used to say that about me. It was like 2022. So for those who don't know, if you didn't watch me when I first started, we had 13 months green in a row, and that was when we were counting wins and losses on stream every single day. The chat was able to track all the stats every day. That year, I missed for 13 months straight. I only missed like 2 live streams, so I was live like every day, and I was doing Asian sessions with you guys. So I was like twice a day, and incredible streak we had of wins, right? And then when I went on a 3-month losing streak because the market conditions changed and I'm trying to get adapted to it, I wasn't trading well for 3 months. That's when we lost the majority of our audience. You guys remember, we used to have 2,000 live viewers here, guys. That's a lot of people. We lost the majority of our audience, number one. Number two, people were very mean to me, very rude, very toxic to me all day for 2-3 years straight. I mean, constant hate, calling me fake, scammer, and telling me to off myself, all this nasty stuff, guys. And I would get that 24/7 all throughout the day. It was nonstop, 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 nonstop. Anyway, they even made scam videos of me. But anyway, long story short, what I was saying back then is something nobody heard of until Top Step came around. Top Step started talking about how the market conditions changed, and everybody's like, oh, she was right. No shit, I know what I'm talking about. You know, so it's hard when you're up here and you're the only one saying, hey, losing is normal. You could go on a 3-month losing streak. You know, it happens when you're trying to get adjusted to the market conditions, you know. I got clowned on for being real and authentic, you know, and winning 100% of the time is just not something that I do. And that wouldn't be real if I did, right? So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, around that time, if you go back to those old live streams in the chat, people kept saying that I was losing on purpose. They would say it all the time. Like, we get it. Can you stop losing on purpose? And da da da. Oh, she's just losing on purpose. Oh, I think she's losing on purpose. They say it all the time. But yeah. Yeah. Nobody loses on purpose, guys. It happens. Sometimes you can have a really great year and then the next year struggle. You know, like Dakota had a good year where he made over 300K with Top Step, and then the next year, the first 6 months, he was clowned on, right? They were clowning on him in chat or clowning on him on Twitter because he struggled for 6 months straight during the Asian session markets with his strategy. And you're like, oh, I thought you were this blah 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 trader. You know, people put this idea of you in their mind, and it's like, he is a great trader, but that's normal. It can happen. Sometimes it takes time for us to get adapted to the market conditions, you know? The thing is, chat, is, how do I say this? When you become profitable and you make a lot of money trading, you get a little, how do I say? You get a little stiff about adjusting your strategy. It's like you don't want to adjust your strategy because you know, and you guys know, you know what it's like to not be profitable, right? We all know what that's like, all of us. But what is that feeling like when you finally overcome that and you're consistent and you're getting big money? You know that feeling? You feel like you unlock the Holy Grail, right? You have that feeling. So, you know, when you get that far, it's really hard to adjust your strategy, right? So that's why it could take us a couple months to get adjusted, or it took me 3 months. It took him 6 months last year to get adjusted. It happens, you know. The last thing you want to do is adjust your piece of art that took you so long to create. You know what I mean? So yeah, it does take time. Especially when it takes years to develop a system, you know. For me, it was getting over the hump of indicators. If you guys watched me my first 3 years on YouTube, there was no indicators on my chart. Zero. But with the market conditions changed, I found that it's helped me tremendously. So now I do use the moving average. I didn't use it before. Right? And that was a tough pill for me to swallow personally. For you, it may be easy. But for me, I've had years of never using it. So for me, it was kind of like a foreign thing to use it, you know? It was kind of like, well, I don't need this. But maybe I do. Maybe I'm my own worst enemy, you know? So, yeah, guys, that's why it can take us some time to adjust sometimes, you know? Yeah, I'm hearing Baron both went back to Combine and see success again. Oh yeah, that guy Baron. Yeah. Yeah, he's a great trader too, yeah. I think he said it was around 150K that he withdrew from his Top Step Live account. Yeah, something like that, like 150K. He said he's going back to combines because he's not trading well in these market conditions and he doesn't want to blow all his money. He's just going to kind of reset while he defines his strategy. And that's great. You know, he was trading a good 2 years. He was trading amazingly, right? And then these market conditions pop up and it's like, oh, shoot. You know, it happens. It happens. And I'm so happy that Top Step shows that because, like I said, years ago, I was the only one showing that, which is why I lost the majority of my viewership. And it's so sad. It's because people think that all you do is win 100% because that's what these clowns on social media show, you know? But it's like, if you never learn how to be a good loser, you'll never be profitable in day trading. You know, you have to learn how to lose, you know? I'm gonna move this over a little bit so you guys can see it. You have to learn how to lose. You know? Something that used to work but doesn't work anymore can bruise the ego. We often take it personally. In these conditions, seems like you have to take profit sooner. Yeah, maybe the first trade we took earlier should have just took profit at that first target, but I wanted to see if I can hold for 100 points there since volume was picking up. But yeah, they call it see money, take money, right? The old school trading quote. They'll say, hey, today's conditions is see money, take money. You know? Going to live with Apex. You're taking time with it, just waiting. Oh, like a live account? Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, 2 minutes to go here. Oh my goodness, it's leaving without us, chat. I didn't want to risk 140 points. I didn't. I just didn't want to risk 140. Looks like right now it would have paid off, huh? Yeah, it's always the one you don't enter where you're like, oh, that risk would have worked out, right? Ain't that funny how life goes, chat? Sometimes that happens. Now, I don't always catch every setup that I like, you know? And you guys see that. You guys seen that for me for years. I don't always catch the best setups or my setups. This one I chose to stay out of, as I told you guys, but man, it would have been a good one. I'm just picky about my trades, as you know. Best lover wins. The best loser wins. Yeah. Does the devil's wick not work anymore in this market? What does that mean? What does that mean? I never heard of that. Can you tell me what that means? And maybe I can answer your question for you. Or anybody in the chat, if anybody knows what that means, let me know. Never heard of it that way. We're about to tag 700, 2 points away from 700. Oh my goodness. We're just up and up and up. No mercy. There we go, 700. 700 has been tagged. Now the line I have there at that high is at 718, so let's check out the 15. Oh my goodness. Just bullish, bullish, bullish candles, huh? Don't leave without me, Nasdaq. Come on. Slow it down now. Stop at the gas station. You know? Get you a snack. Give us a chance. Come on. It's snack time. Right, chat? Slow it down. A candle with no wick is a devil's wick candle. Market usually returns to make wick. Oh, a candle with no wick. Well, I am on the 5 minutes, so maybe on a higher time frame. You know, this market's been pretty volatile. Sometimes we can't go off of lower time frame confirmations all the time. There's one at 11:05. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Okay, yeah, with no bottom wick. I see. I saw what's his name? Mohammed that goes on Top Step. I saw him talking about an elephant candle, and that was hilarious. Where it's a big candle with like no wick. He calls it an elephant candle. I thought that was funny. It's nice to make up your own terms, huh? Elephant candle is funny as hell. He's got to make a book about that one. All right, market, make some move here. I don't like any of this for me to enter, y'all. Here we go. Bring it back down or something. Elephant Bar is termed by Oliver Velez. Oh, maybe that's where he got it from. Possibly. Alrighty, we're in the 80s, about to drop down to the 70s. 20-point retracement from that 700 level. Usually I do put a level at the hundreds, but today I'm just gonna kind of visualize it. I don't want too many lines on my chart. You guys know I really do like a clean chart. So I put my mouse there so you can see it. 700 is right here. No surprise there that there's a retracement. It could be people taking profits. They're in buys. Very, very popular level. All right, we're in the 70s. Let me see the 1 hour. 1 hour is almost at the halfway point. Yeah, let's retrace. Come on. Let's get a bearish closure on the 15-minute or something. Be nice to us, Nasdaq. Oh, did you guys notice that feature when you hold your mouse down, how it shows you the open, high, and low, close? And if you keep it held down and you just drag it over a candle, it'll change. Watch. You do it on that candle and it'll see how the numbers change. It'll change to every single candle you go to. Pretty cool, right? Get the open, high, low, close, change with the price. Pretty cool. Oh wait, it showed me the EMA cross too? What the heck? Crossed at 29,599. Wait, does that show that here too? Wait a minute. What about down here? 581. Wait. Sorry, chat. I'm experimenting something. I didn't know it showed you the EMA cross. But if I just leave these two. Oh, it doesn't say cross. How come? Wait, how come it doesn't say cross? Oh, because they're moving averages. And that one says EMA because they're two different things. Well, two different things according to the way the settings were set up. I see. 29,586. Oh no. 587. Close. It said 586, but 7. Okay. Now that's interesting. So does it say it up here too? No, it says 14. Huh. Just experimenting, y'all. All right, candle closed there on the 5-minute. Ranging a little sideways here. Right now, Nasdaq has just been, ever since we bounced off of that low. My. What a bounce it was. We've just been up and up and up. 209 points. Jeez, 200 points? Zoom in a little more. Slow days, still in that opening range. Yeah. Let's take a look at the opening range. Let me get a Gannon box. Where are those boxes? Not here. Where's the, oh, here it is. Yeah, so this is the opening range. This is the top. This is the bottom, and then this is the middle. I know my box is two tones, y'all, but I do it two tones so that I can see the top half and the bottom half. This is actually default settings, but I like it because you can see the top half of the opening range, bottom half, in the middle, nice and easily. There we are, coming up to the top of the opening range of the day. Interesting. It's not giving me a chance to get in. No chance for me, huh? What can I do here? I guess if you're a scalper, not bad for scalping. But I don't really scalp too much. For instance, like a tiny sell here. Oh, 20 points though. Yeah, let's see, 58 seconds till this closes. My goodness, I'm getting hungry, y'all. Getting real hungry. Almost double of 104, right? Yeah, almost double. I have to step aside for 30 seconds and get some food. "15 seconds and we're gonna close here. All right. Wow. This is interesting. So I'm thinking about hopping into continuation buys here. The only issue that I have is questioning where to put my stop loss and if my stop loss will be okay. That's really it. Maybe under this low, 40 points. All-time highs approaching. Yep, all-time highs approaching. Yeah, guys, the only issue with this is my stop loss. I feel like this may be too tight, the stop loss, you know? Now, of course, hours later, I'm going to go back and see what the market did if I don't catch it while I'm live, just to see how this would have worked out. But I really prefer more secure stop losses, especially in these market conditions. I just like it to be a little better. So over here, when we took sells, remember I said it was a B setup, but the stop loss was great. So if I'm going to consider this a B, which I do, the stop loss isn't great. So that'll almost make me say it's a C setup, right? So where we broke this all-time high is where I would have gone in, but instead I'm going to sit on it because I'm going to grade it a C for now. Based on my conditions, I'm going to grade it a C. I'm going to wait. That's how it goes. So I really push you guys to grade your setups because they will either A, keep you out of bad ones, B, save you some money, C, sometimes they might have worked out, but the point is to be consistent. You know, the more you trade A setups, the more you're going to win more money than you lose, you know? And that's the name of the game, y'all. It's really all about the risk management. It's not about, I mean, once you get your system down, it's about the risk management, right? You can have an amazing strategy, but if your risk management is bad, yeah, you can have 3 wins in a row, but then on your 4th one, you can risk way more than what you just won, and then some, and then lose, and then you're in the red, right? Even though you just had 3 wins. So, you know, risk management is everything. I'm choosing to stay out of this buy here. I'm going to wait for something a little better. Buying at the high is so tricky, especially with no significant pullbacks. Yeah. I will say, though, at the first 2 weeks of the month, I was buying at the high. We go back. I'll put it on the 15-minute. Oh yeah, all of this, right? This was May. Look at May 1st. Yeah. So May 1st. May 1st to May 15th or May 14th. Actually, it was here, and then we had that big sell-off, right? And I was in that big sell-off too. But yeah, The first week I realized, okay, we're just all-time highs, all-time highs. So then you just kind of hop on the wave, you know? And then over here, I was watching Top Step this day. I was in these cells, and everyone on Top Step was going for buys. And we were due for a sell-off. It's healthy for the market. I mean, this extension is so big, we're due for a sell-off. So I was in cells, and a lot of people who were on Top Step that day were saying, wow, like, I held off on buying at the all-time highs all week. And then the day they tried to buy it, all-time highs, it sold off. And a few of them were saying that they lost, some of them lost their XFAs, some of them lost their live accounts. And I was reading the chat, and what happened was they were trying to buy it here. They thought, oh, okay, now it's going to buy up. They're trying to buy it here. Oh, okay. They really tried to buy it here with the liquidity grab, try to hold it. So, you know, sometimes we get stuck in that trap where we believe the market's going to do something so much where we won't change our analysis and we'll just keep trying to buy it up, right? I always say trade what you see, not what you think. If you guys want to write that quote down, it's a very, very good quote. Trade what you see, not what you think. So like for me, what I see, okay, I see it looks like we're going to go from all-time highs today. That's what I see. I'm sorry. That's not what I see. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think we're going to hit all-time highs today, right? That's my idea. That's my thought. However, what do I see? It's a little tricky for me to get in right now. So I'm kind of, you know, trying to be strategic about my entry. You know what I mean? Sorry, guys. I said that a little backwards the first time. All good, though. B for today would have been an A+ if I wouldn't have took a bad short. That's okay. That's all right. It happens. Jessica Lane says that all the time. Great quote. I've been saying that for years. You guys go back to my first live streams. I've been saying that. Back in 2021, I was saying that on stream to you guys. Trade what you see, not what you think. Yep. It's helpful. It is helpful to remind yourself because, like even what's the guy in Top Step, Jay? Someone in the chat asked him, "Why'd you take that entry the other day?" Because they learned his system because he talks about it so much. They're like that didn't align with your system all the way, and he goes, "I know." He said, "That was my mistake. I didn't follow my rules." You know, and you know, he took accountability on that. I thought that was nice. And he said sometimes we convince ourselves that it's an A setup. And that's another thing, guys. Sometimes we convince ourselves to enter a trade rather than actually just grade it. You know, don't convince yourself now. Just grade it for what it is, you know. Because I could sit here and validate this and say, oh, well, there's a liquidity sweep here, so I'm just going to enter this because I think it's going to hit all-time highs. I could convince myself to enter this trade, guys. I really could. But instead of doing that, I take a step back and I, you know, I say, okay, let me just go through my checklist. I always have a checklist. It literally says checklist. You know, so, you know, you guys can go to Walmart, Target, the dollar store over the weekend. The J trade, that's funny. And you guys could buy checklists, and then you can have it here. And you, before you enter, you can say, okay, is this aligned with what I said I'm going to do with my rules, right? And it's right under my keyboard. So, you know, I do a mental checklist. There is a checklist thing on TradingView. See if I can pull it up. There's different ones. I may try to create one though, because that'll be cool. So we come here on TradingView. Not fitting. not fitting. Come here in TradingView. They have a checklist thing, right? So what you can do here is you can fill out your checklist and you can title it whatever you want. And then down here you can say how many rows you want. So here I put 5 things. And what it does is it calculates, okay, this is 100% score. Or let's say I go through my checklist and I'm like, nope, it didn't do these 2 things. So I uncheck them. Those things are unchecked and it gives me a score. It's a 60% setup. Well, 60% score, not 60% setup. But you guys know what I mean, right? So yeah, you guys can try that out. It's called Checklist by TAZFX. TAZFX. I'm sure there's different ones though. But you can do something like that and use TradingView. Yeah. John, what's up, John? Been looking for you for a minute. Appreciate you. I'm live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's not every day, but it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Felt that sneeze. Oh no, I felt the sneeze coming up again. You know those sneezes, you get them back to back. Hopefully it's gone. Okay, let me shift this way. By the way, everybody, appreciate you guys hanging out with me on stream today. I know it's been a little slow, but yeah. Let me get real knowledge. 30 minutes. I may want to refresh. Maybe, wait, real knowledge may be more than 30 minutes behind, huh? I know sometimes YouTube glitches, because it glitched for me this morning. I clicked on the stream on my phone, and it started me like 20 minutes behind. Usually it starts you on time when you start, but it may still be glitching for some people. What's up, Yo Quet? You to go. I appreciate you. You to go, Yo Quet. Was very conservative today. I'm in with you. Didn't see a for sure a setup. Yeah, I wanted to enter over here, like I said, but it just wasn't a A. Oh, wrong way. When we talked about it for a buy, but for me, it's like the stop loss for me was just not a little higher than that. Stop loss for me was just not gonna work. And don't get me wrong, yeah, I guess if I hold it for here and if it does go here, yeah, it would work. But it just didn't seem right. And I've been telling myself this year that I want to use the appropriate stop losses, because anytime I try to use a shortcut stop loss is what I call it, a little shortcut, I get crushed, right? So yeah, no, I gotta stick to the best stop loss possible for that particular setup, you know. Y'all seen how big these wicks have been. Feel like it would keep going a little bit. Did you change your strategy? I've not watched you. What's up? What's up? Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. No, I didn't change my strategy. I just adjusted my strategy, but I look at the charts the same way. Yeah, not so much change, more just adjustments and a little bit more simplicity to the point where I don't feel like I need to jump in. I'm just chilling, and it closes the way I like it to close, and I enter, and that's it. That's it. It actually takes off a lot of stress, you know, keeps me out of a lot of fake outs, and we do well. Those of you who haven't seen me in a while, don't forget to check out these shorts. I uploaded a short on Tuesday And Tuesday's short was Monday's trade that we took on stream. It was an awesome trade. We actually had 2 wins on stream, but I only did a short of one of them. It was an awesome trade about adding to positions, and see how I strategically waited to enter to the exact time it broke, added to positions, took some profits, held the runner on Nasdaq all the way down to like 100 and something points. It's pretty good. Good shorts. How do you know if your stop loss is appropriate? I love that question. That's a great question. So I know if it's appropriate because I test it, right? So I'm always testing my system. So at the end of the day, I'll do like a review of New York session and I'll just strictly look at my system and say, okay, I'll use these arrows. See these arrows? I'll say, okay, this could have been a good entry here. This. And then I'll review it. And then I'll review what's the best stop loss. Right? And then maybe over the weekend, I may do back testing session where I may test 50 of those setups, which could take a couple hours. But yeah, I took the time to test it to see in different conditions and in different placements what's the best stop loss, right? And when you do that, here's the magic sauce for you guys, and this is very much real. I don't know if you guys remember Karain. I did see Karain in the chat on Monday, but Karain, if you're here, say hello. Karain is someone that I mentored about a year and a half ago, and he's just like you guys. He just came into the chat. He's like, hey, I'm new here. And it went from he's new here to he became a member, and I ended up mentoring him for a long time. And you guys seen he's taken quite a few payouts from Top Step ever since I started working with him. Before me, he never traded. But anyway, long story short, I told Karain, if you back test the system, right? If you do a quantity of 50 setups and you back test them, you're going to get a really good idea of how accurate that strategy is. You're going to feel really comfortable with it and the stop losses. And I said, but Karain, if you get 100 examples, you're going to really, really be there. And for a while, he did it a little bit. But one day he sent a message in the Discord and he sent me all these files, chat. He literally took the time to do 100 back tests, 100 setups. He was like, I finally did it, and it clicked. It clicked, because he said before I'll do like 5, 10 setups, whatever, practice, whatever. But he finally did 100 in a row, and it just all clicked for him, right? And he kind of took my system and found his own system. He implemented his own thing that he found from his own testing, which is amazing, right? It's amazing, right? Developed his own system from that. So yeah, if I were you guys, because it does take a little bit to back test the system. So start with a 25 sample size, guys. Go out this weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, get 25 samples. All right, 25 samples. And then Sunday, do another 25. And then you're going to have your 50. You're going to have a really... See, when you get to 25 samples, you're going to think you found something. But by the time you do another 25, you're going to really define it. And then double that and do 50 more. You'll be at 100. And you're going to have a winning system. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Look. People tell me all the time when they finally did that, it finally clicked. The thing is you have to see something work. You have to pay attention. How do these candles close? The liquidity sweeps, There's all types of stuff to pay attention to, and sometimes it's slightly different. So if you don't have a big enough sample size, then you're not going to be able to see the slight differences. So when you get that sample size, you can say, okay, I've seen this setup 3 different ways a bunch of times. I'm going to go with this, How do you feel about Top Step with the new payout caps? Yeah, I see a lot of people complaining about it, but I just feel like we got to get back to the opportunity of being grateful that they even exist. and go back to the fact that 90% of people fail every day. So if they're not consistently pulling out 2K, because I know the cap for the 50Ks is 2K, then what is there to complain about? Because technically you gotta make 4K, right? So with Top Step, your first 5 payouts, you get access to 50% of your balance. So the payout cap for the 50Ks is 2,000 per account. So for you to pull out 2,000, that means you have to make 4,000. So if you're not consistently making 4,000 right now every 5 days, then the payout cap shouldn't mean anything. So I think people are just complaining just to complain. And it's only for the first 5. It's really, I think it's good because it teaches consistency. If you're not disciplined and consistent, then you're not going to make it anyway. And then you'll get to the live account, and then you have more freedom with how much you withdraw. You know, you have way more freedom with your sizes and everything, you know. So consistency gets rewarded. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. That's just the reality of it. Because if you're consistently pulling out $4,000 a week, then I would assume you're doing that in your personal account, you know? Yeah, I think we've been spoiled with prop firms and people forget what it was like before the prop firms. I think, you know, take the opportunity, man. The couple $100 could make you a couple $1,000. And then that can make you 20, 30, 40,000, and then that can make you 100,000, and then that can make you 200,000, 300,000, all from a couple $100, or not even $100. You know, that's amazing. To only have to invest that much to make yourself a millionaire, or even make yourself a 6-figure earner. You know, I think, you know, people have to remember that. Ever heard of prop firms making people lose on purpose during eval stage? Yeah, that was back with that My Forex funds. They were adding more slippage. And that other firm, My Funded FX, now they're My Funded Futures, but the My Funded FX side, he's been exposed by the person who was helping out My Forex funds of asking them about the code they created, because it's coding, guys, but the software they created to lag stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. But you guys can look that up. It's on the internet. The only reason why My Funded FX and My Futures blew up is because ICT helped them blow up. But I do feel like if they didn't blow up around the time that ICT was helping them blow up with all the clout, I do feel like people would be like, nah, y'all were exposed for contacting that same guy for that software. We don't trust y'all. But hey, you can see how it is, guys. There's favoritism in the industry. There's favoritism in all industries, to be honest. All industries have favoritism. It is what it is. We can't stop it, you know? It's like the same people who, remember when Blueface and Krishan were beating on each other? The same people who laugh at that for entertainment. The same people who get on Chris Brown every day for the Rihanna situation. They will not let this man breathe. Y'all go into social media right now. There's thousands of posts already. You know, woke up this morning. Thousands of posts about it. Comments everywhere. They just won't stop bringing it up. Over 20 years ago. You know? But then other celebrities, there's plenty of them who've been in domestic violent cases. No, cool. Ha ha ha, funny, right? So, you know, different industries pick and choose who they want to hold accountable for certain things. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in, guys. It's all about favoritism. Unfortunately. As soon as you said MFF, I got to add. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them. And then I'm not a fan of them because they played in our faces, you know? You guys remember last year when they asked me to be on the show and they scheduled me, and you guys knew because you guys saved the date for which show you guys were going to attend to come see me. And then they ended up putting someone else on, didn't say anything. And then I messaged them, they're like, oh, well, you can still come on if you want. Like, what? What the F? You've been blowing me up and contacted me. We had a whole business meeting phone call on how y'all wanted to get me on the show. Then you schedule a day for me to come on the show, just like you did for everybody else. And then it's my day to go on. And then what happens? Like, what? That's not right. That's not right. But people will play in your face, chat. People will play in your face until you have a certain amount of clout and following. You'll notice things get accepted. This whole world is wrapped up in clout, money, and success. And they measure success by either money that they can see you have or by clout that they see you have. Right? Would you ever compete in the Rawlings Cup? I don't know, maybe. Maybe that could be fun. My goodness, we've been ranging here for a little while, huh? Also, let's go back in time about 25 minutes ago when I said how I wasn't going to take a buy here, right? And put my stop loss here, because guess what? It would have got stopped out right now, right? See that? So this is why we grade our setup. So regardless of what I think, I went off of what I saw, and what I saw was this would not be the best stop loss. It would be a stop loss I talked myself into, but it wasn't the best one, and I knew it wasn't the best one, so I stay out of it, right? So see how that's keeping me out of a loss? So a lot of times we convince ourselves to enter something, but it's not the best case scenario stop loss. Don't take it. So you'll notice when I enter a setup, I'm always considering my stop loss. Always, because stop loss is a part of risk management. And like I said, no matter what system you trade, there's plenty of profitable systems out there, guys. Like there's literally hundreds of thousands of systems you guys can use to become profitable, but it's really how you manage risk. I think my phone is ringing. What the heck? But yeah. Great discipline, thank you. What do you think someone should do if they are on a losing streak lasting more than 12 months or even a couple of years? Yeah, I think that they need to take the time to test the system. Take the time, take a step back and say, okay, this weekend even, perfect, this weekend, test a system. Take a system, test it, and get a checklist of confluences. The only way to get a checklist of confluences is to test things, right? So it could be moving average, it could be liquidity grabs, it could be closures. Choose a time frame and just take a look at price. Even like today, take a look at price. I'm just going to go on the 1 minute for this example. You don't have to be on the 1 minute, but you can look at this and say, okay, this is New York session. So look at this and say, okay, where were their moves? Okay, this moved to the downside. Wrong one. This moved to the upside, right? This moved to the downside. How can I get into this trade? How can I figure out how this went all the way down here, right? That's when you start testing things out. You know, you can go on different time frames, see what you see, write it down, right? What did you see? And then you'll start to see similarities on those confirmations. It can be as simple as moving average crosses. We go to the 1 minute, you're going to see it cross a lot, but right here, how it crosses. There goes the buyers. When it crosses again, here comes the sellers, right? Now this is just a 1 minute example, but something as simple as that, you can test that on different time frames or whatever and see how that works, you know? There was an African trader YouTuber who documented losing for a year. His name is Williams. Have you heard of him? No, I don't have. So on this channel, I just use this channel to stream, but I use a different account to go on YouTube. I am a YouTube crackhead, chat. I do love YouTube. There's a lot of people like to watch on YouTube. So on my other account that I use, I guess I'll call it personal account for YouTube, no trading content pops up, like ever. Only trading content pops up on this YouTube account, but I think it's because my channel is based on trading. I don't search for trading stuff on my personal one, so yeah. You know how it is, they suggest stuff based on stuff you search and stuff, you know. You know what I mean? How the algo goes. Based on your recent searches. So yeah, I only know, the only reason why I know the other stuff is because of the Twitter. So on Twitter, stuff pops up, but it's because I post trading stuff on Twitter, so yeah. All right. Alrighty here, Nasdaq. Been raging here for a little bit. Make a decision. It's a brand new 5-minute candle, only 1 minute into it, by the way. Looks a little heavy here. It's bouncing around. It is looking a little heavy. What time frame do you like the EMA cross? Thank you for subscribing. Let's get 100 likes, and I'll tell you what time frame. Let's get 100 likes on the stream. We only need 12 more people. Let's get 100 likes. And I'll tell you what time frame I like for the EMA cross. That's easy to do, guys. We got 135 votes. I think we can get over 100 likes, right? The voting was a free button. The likes a free button. They're both free buttons. I lied, not 100. We need 110. 110. 110. You guys get to 110? I'll tell you what time frame I like on that EMA cross. Because really, you can use it on any time frame. I'll tell you which one I like. Alrighty. Checking this out in the 1 hour here. Brand new hourly candle. Made a bottom wick. Okay. Okay. Could potentially see. Oh, I don't like it on the 5 here though. Like, see, the hour looks good. The 15-minute looks okay. Then I go to the 5 and I'm like, what the heck? I'm not liking the 5 too much currently. How about the 1? How do I feel about the 1? It's just okay. A little similar to the 5, really. All right, let's see how this candle closes. Get about 1 minute and 49 seconds for this candle to close. Chat, I'm gonna step away for about 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Candle closed in 30 seconds. Alright, what happened to my camera? Oh. Alright, here we go, chat. 5-minute candle close, and it did absolutely nothing. We're still in this nasty little range here. Jeez. Unfortunate. Is Trump talking now? I think he's talking now. Anybody know in the chat? Is he talking now? I just seen something pop up. Definitely want to be careful if he's talking now. What the heck is this? To R. I have to look that up. Sorry, chat. But yeah, does anyone know if he's speaking? Yes. Highland's first time watching your live, trying to join your Discord, but it says unable to accept. Oh, it does? Hold on. I didn't know there was an issue with the link. Oh no, we've been getting we got new people in this morning. Oh, let me make you a new link, okay? Hold on. And welcome. Guys, go ahead and join that Discord. Don't forget, there's a free journal in there for you guys to download. Oh, maybe there's a limit on the link. Is that why? Never no limit. Okay, here we go. I got a new link. I'm gonna post it. Announcing a new Fed. How come I can't find the speech? Oh, gotta be this one. 7,000 people live watching this. Gotta be this one. Oh goodness, this chat. Why are people LOLing so much? Can you hear it?
Easier. You're gonna find out. You'll be saying that. Well, that's a very easy job. With the support and strong and wise
I'm gonna close the chat.
At the Federal Reserve, so important. America's future will truly be unlimited with Kevin at the helm.
We're gonna move this over.
He's off to an incredible start with his family, with his education, with his background, with all of the things he's done. He's respected by everybody. So important is to have that level of respect where you can walk into a room and people will listen to you, as opposed to walking into a room and not having that kind of persona. He has a persona like nobody else. So
G County Boys, what's up? First time, welcome in.
Chairman Walsh, you are really a
GGE, Duke. Hi, Duke. What's up, Duke? You changed your name?
People that wanted this job, the most highly trained, highly educated, some of the greatest credentials I've ever seen. And as far as I'm concerned, nobody was even
Hey, anybody who is new, I've been live streaming for 5 years. I've been live streaming before the prop firms were even around. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Welcome in. I appreciate you guys so much for clicking and checking me out. Thank you so much for your time. I'm just reacting to Trump's speech here for a little bit while the market's slow. We can't hear him. Give him a mic.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will
What's up,
pledge
Mr.
faith
Passion?
and allegiance
How you doing, Mel? Not official without a like.
And allegiance to the same.
that I take this obligation freely
Not feeling this new Fed? Give him a chance.
without any mental reservation or
Yeah, like I said, I mean, he is a self-made millionaire. I know for a lot of people that doesn't say a lot, but
that I will well and faithfully
maybe he knows a thing or two about money.
That I will well and faithfully discharge
And
duties of
he
the
was
office
the
of
hand and chair of a billionaire who was his wife's grandfather.
so help me God.
He helped him out with his finances, so managing that type of money, maybe he know a thing or two about money. So we'll see how it goes, you know. R.I.P. to Paul. Oh, no, not R.I.P. He's still alive. I'm sorry. I can't say that. I didn't say that, Chad. I did not say that. Jeez. That was bad, Chad. We're already live, so. Got the 100 likes? No, I said 110, 110. I said 100, and then I said, matter of fact, 110. We need 8 more.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is above and beyond. It is such an honor for Jane and me to have this ceremony here in the East Room with you, sir. I couldn't ask for a more beautiful setting or more gracious welcome, and I am grateful. I recognize, as the President said, that ours is a time of great consequence. It's also a great honor for me to have the oath of office administered by one of the great and longest-serving public servants, a brilliant and independent thinker, a man dedicated to our Constitution, and no less important,
Worried about the billionaires Trump has in his back pocket?
presence on our highest court, my esteemed friend,
We won't even
Justice
go there.
Clarence Thomas. Now, Justice Kavanaugh is here as well. We served as young staffers a full generation ago in this building, and I shouldn't be speaking for another justice, but I will tell you something that I
It's my
was
first
felt,
time hearing him speak.
that Justice Kavanaugh and I felt the majesty of this place where we're now sitting. And we counted ourselves blessed and grateful to serve the nation we love and to do it in your building, sir. And of course, I must thank Leader Thune,
Oh,
Chairman
put the
Tim
subtitles
Scott,
on in case you
and
guys
his
need them.
fellow members of the Banking Committee who saw me through the Senate confirmation. My whole family and I are joined by many others here today who I'm honored to call friends and colleagues, mentors, confidants. Their presence means a lot to me, and I think it means a lot to the President too. It's the honor of a lifetime to be called back into public service. And with this oath, I've accepted a high and solemn responsibility. At the swearing in of Alan Greenspan at this very place in 1987, President Ronald Reagan called the chairmanship of the Federal Reserve a, quote, great role in American life. I've known 5 of my predecessors in this job,
A lot of flags
some of them
behind
quite
him.
well. But Chairman Greenspan was the first to tell me and show me what this role demands. He recently marked his 100th birthday.
Market's a little slow right
And although
now,
he
so
can't
just
be
watching
here,
this.
I'm thinking about
So
him
keep
today
an eye
too.
on the market there. We're just
Like
waiting.
Alan, I intend to fill the role of chairman with energy and purpose, just the way Chairman Greenspan did. Faithful to the mission and the very best traditions of the Fed. As you demonstrate, Mr. President, every day.
It's kind of putting me to sleep, I ain't gonna lie. It's putting me to sleep, chat. It's putting me to sleep. I'll have to watch clips or something. It is putting me to sleep. And so is this market. It's putting me to sleep. What the heck? Yeah, maybe may have to check it out in an hour or something. Yeah, y'all. Let's see. Can we get 7 more likes so I can answer Preach's question? We need 7 more likes. Preach said the first question I ask is rejected off the backboard. No, Preach, it's just the principle. It's right. It's like people could do 140 votes on the poll so easily, but they can't easily help the stream grow, right? Think about that. Y'all want me to help you, but y'all don't want to help me. How does that work? Is that fair, Preach? Think about that. Think about that for a second. All the hard work you put in, Preach. You know what it's like to lose in trading. We all know what it's like to go on a losing streak in trading. We all know what it's like to not be profitable for years in trading. Now imagine putting in all that hard work, figuring it out, and becoming successful, and expanding into other entrepreneur endeavors and businesses. And people just want to get that answer in 1 minute, and not even give a free like. Isn't that crazy? What do you think about that for a second? No money. Don't need no money. Just one free thing. Easy thing too, you know? That's not too much to ask for, is it? You know? So yeah, that's why we do it. You know, when I answer certain questions, gotta make sure we hit like a like goal, you know? We have to chat. That's how it goes. Diamond. Stop with that. Sorry, y'all. It's my dog in the background making all that noise. Not at all. Thank you, Big Rich. Yeah, so. Okay, let's see. 2 minutes here. I do have to go soon. What time is it? 9:17. I would typically stay on, but today I have something I need to attend to, chat. And I have to... Yeah, I probably would have to go now. So I'm probably going to sign off now. Usually I would stay a little longer with you guys, but I actually had something scheduled I needed to do today, so I do have to go do that. But thank you guys for coming on to the stream. I will see you on Monday next week. I will be live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Wishing you peace, love, and happiness. And I'll catch you later, guys. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Manifesting to be sitting here, present, confident, seeing it, executing it. What the hell?
What was the reason? What was the reason?
So I think I'm gonna add to this position my stops to break even. Boom, boom, and boom. Day, come on, 1K. 690 with micros, and I'm gonna close that. Hose is mad, chat. Chat, hose is mad, chat.
Hose mad! Hose mad!
All right, chat, close your eyes and sell. Here we go. Just don't even look at it, chat. Why would you put a stop loss on it? Are you crazy? Why would you use a stop loss? It can't get no better than this, chat. Oh my God, she's up $5,300. We're gonna close that trade. $5 grand live on stream.